Hello viewers, welcome to our Bulletin broadcast daily from Hanoi. Up next are the headlines. Government reviews socio-economic performance in June and first 6 months. Visa exemption extended for several European nations' citizens. Talk on the history of Vietnamese conical heads. President Trần Đại Quang hosted a reception in Hanoi on July 1st for Minister, Head of the Laos Presidential Office, Kham Muong Phong Thadi, who is on a working visit to Vietnam as guest of his Vietnamese counterpart Đào Việt Trung. President Quang said the effective cooperation between the presidential offices of Laos and Vietnam has contributed to bolstering the long-standing friendship, special solidarity, and comprehensive cooperation between the two countries. He called on the two sides to continue their coordination in actualizing the agreement signed by the two Politburos, agreements and plans reached at the 38th meeting of the Vietnam-Laos Intergovernmental Committee, as well as outcomes reaped during visits by the two countries' leaders. The state leader affirms that Vietnam will do its utmost to help the neighboring countries successfully organize events of the 2016 ASEAN Year, which is run by Laos as the ASEAN chair. He also spoke highly of the coordination of the Laos Presidential Office and Kham Muong Phong Thadi himself in preparing for its visits to Laos last June. For his part, Kham Muong Phong Thadi informed his host about outcomes of the talks between the two offices, saying they agreed upon a working schedule in the time ahead, focusing on enhancing their adversary roles in internal and external affairs for high-ranking party and state officials. On the same day, the heads of the presidential offices of Vietnam and Laos held talks. The two sides said they wish to increase the sharing of experience between their agencies, especially at working level. Head of the Vietnamese Presidential Office, Đào Việt Trung, expressed his delight at cooperation outcomes between the two sides, saying the exchange of all-level delegations have borne fruit. The host congratulated Laos on the achievements it has recorded in socio-economic development, political security, and foreign relations. Minister and head of the Laos Presidential Office, Kham Muong Phong Thadi, said his visit demonstrates the close cooperation and mutual support between two offices. It aims to strengthen the relationship between the two offices and the time-honored friendship between two countries in general, he added. On July 1st, the government continued its regular meeting to review socio-economic performance in June and the first 6 months of this year. Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc chaired the event. Through a teleconference with localities, Prime Minister Phuc asked ministries and agencies to put forth policies supporting fishermen affected by mass fish deaths and measures to address the environmental incident. He requested the use of $500 million compensated by Formosa in an effective and appropriate manner. Regarding the recent military aircraft accidents, the Ministry of National Defense said this is a serious, unprecedented incident that has caused a great loss to the nation and the army. The ministry is working with localities to ensure social welfare for the families of the fallen officers and soldiers. At the meeting, leaders of ministries, agencies and localities said the prices of fuel, farm produce and other products can fluctuate in the remaining months of this year. However, Vietnam's exports, especially aquatic products, are expected to grow further, with export value registering a rise of 8.5% this year. Prime Minister Phuc assigned government members to prepare reports which will be submitted to the first session of the 14th National Assembly. The Minister of Natural Resources and Environment is in charge of cooperating with relevant ministries and agencies to devise a report on situation, causes, consequences, and solutions to mass fish deaths in central provinces. The Minister of Finance was asked to report on state budget in the first half and solution to realize the state budget plan in the second half of 2016.
A party delegation paid a working visit to Argentina to intensify Vietnam's relations with the South American country.
The delegation was led by head of the party's Central Committee's Commission for External Relations, Hoàng Bình Quân. As part of his visit to Argentina from June 29 to 30th, Quân had talks with General Secretary of the Communist Party, Victor Cot. At a working session between Quân and president of the Republican Proposal Party, Humberto Schiavone, both sides agreed to increase the exchange of delegations and experience in party building. Schiavone spoke highly of Vietnam's economic achievements and its increasingly important role in Southeast Asia. He confirmed that Argentina pays attention to expanding its collaboration with Vietnam in all fields, especially in economy, trade, and investment.
More than 870,000 students nationwide took part in the National High School exam, the most important exam after 12 years of study, which took place from July 1st to 4th.
Since last year, high school graduation and university entrance exams have been combined into one national exam. The results of the national exam will be considered for both the high school graduation and university admissions. Students will be tested on 4 subjects, which comprise 3 compulsory subjects of mathematics, literature, and foreign language, and an optional subject. The optional subjects that the students can choose from are physics, chemistry, biology, and history, as well as geography. The students can take extra tests in other subjects for better chances of getting admission to universities and colleges. According to Ministry of Education and Training, the number of candidates registered this year decreased by about 120,000, equal to 12% compared to last year. About 32% of the candidates will take the exam to get results for their high school graduation only. The test marking is scheduled to take place no later than July 20th.
We'll have more news coming up next. Please stay tuned. Measures to promote trade, investment and tourism cooperation between the Mekong Delta region and Ho Chi Minh City were discussed during a conference which was held in the Southern Economic Hub on July 1st. Participants held that cooperation between Mekong Delta localities and Ho Chi Minh City over the past time has garnered a number of achievements in the fields of economics, tourism and services.
The Mekong Delta has a lot of potentials to develop the food industry and tourism. Its shift from traditional agriculture to smart one requires investment from investors, particularly foreign businesses who have experience and capabilities.
As a hub of scientific and technological research, Ho Chi Minh City has collaborated with Mekong Delta provinces in implementing scientific research projects, transferring techniques in conservation and breeding, and helping the entire region to develop tourism products.
A number of solutions have been carried out, especially in producing food and processing fruits and agro-aquatic products, bringing economic benefits to the regional localities. So the cooperation between Ho Chi Minh City and the Mekong Delta is the right orientation needed to be maintained in the long run.
At the conference, 69 key projects were introduced to call for investment, mainly focusing on transport infrastructure, high-tech agriculture, agro-aquatic product processing, and hotel resort shopping mall complexes. The government on June 30th issued a resolution on the extension of visa exemption for citizens of the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Spain, and Italy.
Accordingly, the visa exemption for citizens from the 5 Western European countries who stay in Vietnam for a maximum of 15 days will be extended 1 more year to June 30th, 2017, regardless of the type of passports and immigration purposes, on the basis of fully meeting the conditions prescribed by the law of Vietnam. Ministers, heads of the ministerial level agencies, government agencies, chairmen of provinces, and centrally run cities shall implement this resolution. This resolution becomes effective from the date of signing. After 1 year of offering visa waivers for the 5 Western European countries, travelers from these markets have been on the rise. Data from the Vietnam National Administration of Tourism showed that the number of tourists from the 5 countries to Vietnam increased by 20.1% in the first 5 months of this year. The office hopes that the visa waiver and tourism stimulus programs will attract 1.1 million arrivals from those markets in the next few years, up 50% from 2015. Vietnam now has visa waivers in place for 22 countries, including 9 member states in the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. The country expects to welcome 8.5 million foreign visitors and 60 million domestic travelers by the end of this year, earning a total $16.8 billion in revenue.
A talk on the history of the Vietnamese conical hat and the restoration of the country's ancient hats has been held in Hanoi. We have more in the following report. With its long history, the conical hat is synonymous with Vietnamese women, making them more graceful and charming. It is also a gift for foreign visitors. The conversation between artisan Nghiêm Phú Luận from the Chi Lễ Conical Hat Making Village and artist Nguyễn Huy An provided listeners interesting stories about a 500-year-old village in Hanoi's suburban district of Thanh Ngoai.
Chi Lễ is an ancient conical hat making village. Our products include the palm leaf conical hat. This is the only village devoted solely to making the leaf hat.
The artisan also shared the journey and craftsmanship of the leaf woven hats, with its historical transformation in form, style, and production over time. Following the talk, an exhibition on the materials and tools involved in producing the woven leaf hats and different kinds of hats was also held.
Before coming, I've only seen these in tourist traps, so I thought they were only just for tourists, but it's interesting to see the culture, the structure behind them and the history. So it's nice that it goes beyond the tourist stores. I like learning a lot about this. It's very interesting.
Viewers also had a chance to see the 18-year-old artisan Vũ Thị Hồng perform the sophisticated art of sewing a leaf woven hat. Hundreds of Vietnamese handcraft gift products are displayed at the Singapore Premium Gift, which take place in the city-state from June 29th to July 1st.
The fair is a chance for Vietnamese enterprises to promote and introduce their products, as well as seek partners to expand export markets for traditional handicraft products. Through the event, businesses will update the latest trends in the field in order to map out their product development strategies in the future. Vietnam earned $4 million from exporting its traditional handicraft products to Singapore in 2015, accounting for 2% of the total imports of the Lion Island nation. The 70th Singapore Premium Gift 2016 has attracted enterprises from over 10 countries and territories worldwide. 5 participating Vietnamese enterprises at the event presented their unique gift products made from wool, fabric, paper, rattan, horn, and agar.
And that has come to the end of our program. Thank you for joining us. I'll see you next time.